Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? So we received what some are saying is the best folding fat tire e-bike on the market. So the bike that we received is a ANIIOKI A7 Pro. What do you call it?
ANIIOKI.
This bike has a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery. So 20 is up there with the highest amp hour I've ever had on an e-bike. And it's advertised to go 80 miles per charge.
What?
If that's true, that makes this the longest range e-bike that I reviewed on this channel with a single battery. This bike also has dual suspension. It has suspension in the front and like suspension in the back with 2 suspensions on it. This bike weighs 77 pounds and the maximum weight of the rider is 350 pounds. This bike is advertised to go 30 miles per hour. But we're going to test that out, how fast it goes. To purchase this e-bike, feel free to use my link and my code in the description below to get a discount. So what we're going to do is unbox this. We're going to put it together, go through all of the features and everything. And because it's a folding bike, we're going to fold it up, put it in the back of my car, go to an urban community, ride around, see what that's like. And because I believe it has all-terrain tires, we're going to go on-road and off-road to test out the off-road abilities too. Oh, you turn it on. So this is what the bike looks like fresh out the box. Looked like it was packaged pretty well. Looked like they added some extra cardboard here to make sure that the tire does not get punctured. The size of this seat pole. What the hell? So this is what the bike looks like outside of the wrapping. Looks like we're going to have to put on the headlight in the front fender, the handlebar, which is already attached via wire, which is pretty standard. And we're also going to have to put our 20 by 4 inch all-terrain wheel on, which has Chow Yang tires on it. This bike also came with 2 boxes. So let's see what's in these boxes. Right, in our first box, we have a beefy headlight. Our second box here, look like we have some tools here. Nice array of tools here. We have our pedals, which are labeled. Pretty sure this is our battery charger. Charge our 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery here, and it's going to take 4 to 6 hours to charge the battery. That box also included our owner's manual. The instructions look pretty clear, and they do have colorful pictures here to help you. Owner's manual also go through the advanced settings, which you don't always get. So the first thing we're going to do is put our front wheel on, and then we're going to put our headlight and our front fender on. Before we put the front wheel on, we have to remove this from the brakes. So this really wasn't clear in the instructions, so I'm going to try to explain it. So what we're going to do is we're going to unscrew this here along with the washer in the front here. We're going to unscrew this nut at the end here. Then we're going to put the front fender here, and then the headlight is going to go in front of the front fender, and then we're going to screw everything back in front of the headlight there. So it's hard to secure this front fender with this screw and washer here because of the angle of the front fender here, and because the screw is so small. So I had to actually bend it a little bit to get it to secure on here. Always try to make sure the fender is completely off the tire here. Okay, we now have to connect the headlight here, and it is color coordinated. Because the handlebar is flat on this side here, it makes it easy to figure out the alignment here, but you do have to fold your handlebar in order to put the handlebar on. Then we're gonna click the handlebar in place here, and because of the wires, it doesn't look like your handlebar can go up super high here. Now the alignment is pretty good, but if you wanted to change it, then you would have to click this up here to fold your handlebar, and there's a screw in here that you would use to align your handlebar. So we put this bike together, only took us about, look at that suspension. We got 2 suspensions in the rear for the first time ever, and the way the body here complements the 2 suspensions you have in the rear, like, that's crazy. So really curious on how much that's gonna enhance your bike ride, especially when you go off-road. Give you all an idea of how much suspension we got in the rear here. So it only took us about 30 minutes to put the bike together. The hardest part was the fender. From wheel to wheel, this bike is about 5 feet 9 inches long. The seat at its lowest from the ground is 2 feet 10 inches tall, and the handlebar at its lowest point from the ground is 3 feet 10 inches tall. Loving the aluminum alloy frame here, and this is a wide bike, like for a folding bike. The frame here is pretty wide, so it's a good looking bike though. What do y'all think? Look like we have adjustable compression on our suspension in the front here. So right now we have a full suspension. If you want to lock out your suspension, let's say you don't want any suspension, then you're gonna turn it that way. Give y'all an idea of how much suspension we have in the front here. Nice cushion on the rear rack here. And this is a rear rack that usually can carry up to 100 pounds. Get a look at our front and our rear disc brake. Okay, the length of our handlebar is pretty standard. It's about 2 feet wide. Nice grips. It has nice grips though. Looks like we have an 8-gear shifter, which I love. There's a trigger on the other side to go up a gear. And we have our brakes here. We have our handle brakes here. We're now going to go ahead and turn on the display, so we're going to press and hold the power button here. Before we do that, look like we have to use our keys and turn it one additional time to turn the bike on. So now let's turn the display on. Okay, nice colorful display here. What was that? Look at some of the basic items on the display here. We have our speed calculator here, and I'm sure you can change that from miles per hour to kilometers. Our battery life here, look like we have all of our bars, but we're going to charge it more just to be sure. We haven't ridden the bike at all yet, but this is our odometer here. And if you hit this I button, you'll get more items here. I'm clicking I here. To my trip odometer, how many miles I've ridden on my current trip. To the maximum speed that I've ridden on my last bike ride. To the average miles per hour. You get our amp hour and our wattage also. To change your pedal assist mode, which is here, just click plus or minus. So it looks like we have 5 pedal assist modes. You press and hold the minus button, you will go into walk assist. We have a button for your headlight and your rear light. So let's click that button here. Looks like that turns my beefy headlight on here and my rear light on. Under the display, we do have a USB charger here. Now if you want to go into your advanced settings, you're going to press and hold the plus and the minus button here, and then that takes us to our advanced settings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will go through some of them. To go from one setting to the next, you're going to press plus or minus here. If you see a setting that you want to change, then you're going to click the I button, and then you can change that setting. P01 is whether you want to calculate your speed in miles per hour or kilometers. We're going to keep it to miles per hour. To save your selection, click the I button. Now you can navigate to the next one. Alright, P03 is interesting because we're going to click I here. Not only can you change how many pedal assist modes you have, and I like to have 5, but if you click I again, you can change what percentage of electrical assistance each mode gives you here. So mode, and I changed it, mode 2, 50, mode 3, 60, mode 4, 75%, mode 5, 85%, and that's not the factory settings. I've been playing with it a little bit because I thought it might have been a little high, but I'm gonna change it back to the factory setting. P6 is my speed limit setting, so let's see, make sure we're at the maximum here, and this is in kilometers. Look like 51 kilometers is our max. So okay, P8, you click the I button here. We're gonna click I again, and here we have our PAS sensitivity, and I believe the higher the number, the least sensitive it is. So I'm gonna go to the 9, which it look like it's the least sensitive, and then if you click I again, then you have a PAS feature here. I think by default it's at a 12. And that's it. That's all the advanced settings I'm going to go through for now. It is all in the user's manual. I want to go through some of them. So now again, this is a folding bike. So if I want to fold the bike, I usually start with the handlebar. Push this up here. Click that out here, and then your handlebar can fold like this. To fold the body, you're gonna pull this up here, and you can click that out. Click this upwards. Then you can fold the body too here. And the pedals, even though they are kind of wide for a folding bike, they can fold. You push that in and fold it like this. And this is pretty much what the bike looks like when it's folded. And if you wanted to, you could take the battery out of the body here. You would just turn your key here, and then you could use this handle to pull the battery out. But you could also charge the battery while it's in the bike by plugging the charger. So what we're going to do now is make sure we have a fully charged battery. Then we're going to go outside and try out the different pedal assist modes. So we're about to try out the different pedal assist modes, starting with mode 1 here. So without further ado, let's see how fast we go on mode 1 here. Oh, that takeoff is crazy. All right, 17, 18 miles per hour. Mode 1, God dog. These brakes alike. Okay, we're now gonna switch it to mode 2 here. See how fast we go in mode 2 here. Man, this thing takes off quick. It takes off real quick, but I'm pretty sure that can be adjusted. All right, 21. Damn, 21 miles per hour. Loving the brakes. Mode 2. Let's now switch it to mode 3 here. Out the box, this bike is pretty quick. Like, it takes off pretty fast. And it even kind of jerks you a little bit, so definitely want to make sure you adjust your settings if you're not a person who likes speed. So, mode 3. Sheesh. Okay. 23, 24, 25. Woo. 25 miles per hour. Mode 3. So we're now going to switch it to mode 4 here. Let's see how fast we go on mode 4. I'm getting a little nervous because this bike is really fast, right? See how fast we go on mode 4 here. 6, 7, 28. Oh. All right, so that's 28 miles per hour. Now it's time to switch it to mode 5. I don't think we're gonna have any problem getting to the max speed on this bike. So, all right, let's see how fast we go on mode 5 here. Okay. 30, 31. Oh. 31 miles per hour, but I felt like I was still climbing. We're gonna test out the max speed later with a longer strip. So what we're gonna do now is fold this bike up, put it in the back of my car, go to a more urban area, see what that's like. Not pedaling.
Okay, watch. Pedal.
So you can really feel the suspension there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, okay. You like it? So ANIIOKI A7 Pro, what are your thoughts?
Very, very sturdy bike.
Sturdy?
Big, beefy bike.
Big, yeah, it is big, right? Yeah.
And fast.
Fast, I know. A little too fast for you. But you know, and you're saying that because of the takeoff speed?
I was like,
But you know, that can be adjusted.
Yeah, I know. Really, I didn't even go all the way up to mode 5.
Yeah, I know. What your mode 4 was fast enough?
Mode 4. That's all I could do. Turns on the bike was good. I felt like those were steady. It's good on the off-road terrain.
Yeah, it's good on off-road.
Like rocky hills and grass and stuff. I feel like I had a good handle on the bike. What is this for? Does somebody sit right here?
Yeah, we were supposed to test that out.
You gonna put me on it?
Yep. So what would you give this bike on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'm gonna give this a 9.
9.
I'm gonna give this a 9. It's a little too fast for my blood.
All right, so we're about to get our point of view shots in. The first thing we're gonna do, is go through some gravel here. Let's see how we perform in gravel here. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna perform well because of the tires. These Chow Yang tires are some of the best tires, in my opinion. Especially for rolling bikes. You see it's handling it pretty good there. Because we have the grippy Chow Yang tires, I can lean into my turns here. All right, so we have a bit of a straightaway, so I'm going to try throttle only here. Try all the different throttle only modes, so I'm not going to pedal at all. Mode 1 here. Okay, 15 miles per hour mode 1. Let's switch to mode 2 here. Nineteen miles per hour mode 2, switch to mode 3. Miles per hour mode 3. 23 miles per hour mode 3. Let's push to mode 4. 25. 26 miles per hour mode 4. Let's go back to mode 5, throttle only. Okay. Looks like I got up to 29 miles per hour, throttle only. So now let's try maximum speed on pedal assist, mode 5. Why not, right? We have a long strip, so see how fast we go here. 21, 31. All right, so it's time for us to get our off-road shots in. So let's see how this goes here. Can already tell, can already appreciate the double suspension in the back. I don't feel anything. My goodness. Not sure if the camera's doing it any justice, but yeah, this is probably the smoothest bike that I've ridden. But I guess it's supposed to be like that with 2 suspensions in the back, right? But let's go down here, hop the hill here. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Let's get in the grass here. Oh man. Okay. Now if you're hearing something shaking, it's not the body really, it's the headlight. So make sure that your headlight is put on securely, or the headlight is going to be clanking up against your front fork there. But this is a really smooth ride. I don't know if my camera's doing it justice. But yeah, this is off-road. It doesn't feel like off-road. Like, feels like I'm on a flat pavement here, to be honest. All right, so we're about to test out this bike on a hill. We're about to do a hill test. I'm in mode 5. I'm not gonna pedal. This is a throttle only hill test. So let's see how much we lose here. And this is a pretty steep hill, about 40-degree hill. Let's see how much we lose here. So 23 going into the hill, 24. All right, 25 going into the hill. Okay. From 25 to 23, 22, 20, 18, 17, 15, no, 16, 17, okay. It looked like we lost about 9 miles per hour. All right, so what I like the most about this bike so far is the speed. And this performs the best out of every bike that I've had regarding off-road. This is the best off-road bike that I've had so far. I think that's because of the 2 suspensions in the rear. I do think that out of the box, this bike gave you way too much electrical assistance. I'll give y'all an example. I'm in mode 1, right? And I'm in the hardest gear. I'm gonna barely pedal. And watch how it's gonna send me flying here. I'm gonna barely pedal. I'm in mode 1, right? Look, I'm barely pedaling. Y'all see that? But I think you can fix that by altering your pedal assist sensitivity. And I would also adjust the percentage of electricity it gives you per mode. I think they all might be a little bit too high. I was in P3 and I changed it from 50% to like 20. So now when I pedal, you see it doesn't send me flying anymore when I barely pedal. So ANIIOKI A7 Pro, what I really like about this bike is the suspension. Like, this is probably the best suspension I've had on a folding bike. I mean, at one point when I was riding off-road, it felt like I was on a flat surface, you know what I mean? I also like the speed. It's very fast, but I do think fresh out the box, it gives you way too much pedal assist. So how I adjusted that is, in setting P3, I decreased all of my pedal assist levels by 10%. So if mode 1 was 50%, I changed it to 40. In setting P8, I changed run to B instead of F. I changed my pedal assist sensitivity to a 9, which is the least sensitive. And my PAS is at least a 12. So those are the settings I use. You got this bike. Comment below on what setting you use. Regarding the battery life, at the 12-mile mark of me doing mode 4 and throttle only, I lost 1 out of 5 battery bars. So I think that's more like a little bit better than 50 miles per charge. This bike is kind of big, so it's not the easiest bike to transport. So if you want to transport this bike, I would suggest to remove the rear rack. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I would give this bike a 9. Comment below on what you would give this bike. Any other e-bike you want me to review, also comment below. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Yeah.